Hello everyone. This is Maria with mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another paper crafting video. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are making the video for the Global Stamping Video Hub, and I just love being part of these amazing group of Stampin' Up demonstrators, and we gather just once a month, and we usually have a theme to go from and build the card. It's just whatever inspiration comes based on that theme. So again, super excited to be part of it. There is a lot of, I guess I'm looking a little wash out. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's happening, but I don't really care about that thing that much. So a couple of things, guys. This month theme is new. And of course, my brain goes immediately to the new products and the new catalog and the new online exclusives. There's a variety of amazing things that are coming. And so that's where I went to. But hold and behold, I don't have anything that is new, because I have mentioned in the past that for Lent, I decided not to buy extras. And Stampin' Up was part of it, and so I didn't get any of the Stampin' Up, the new goodies and the new products. So I talked to Jay, and I just kind of asked, okay, so what now, right? Where do we go from here? And he just mentioned, do anything that's new to you. And I have a couple of things. Well, one bundle that I've not used is not new, but I have not used it, so it's technically new to me. And I figure we can try to do some interactive card if we are lucky. Hopefully we manage to get that done correctly. I remember, so I did a video, 2 years ago maybe, with this pull-up mechanism. Is a very, very simple mechanism. There's nothing to really kind of, not a whole lot of cuts and trying to figure this out. As usual, if you go to that video, and if I remember, I'll try to link it up here or in the description below if you want to check it out. But at that time, part of what kind of happened was that I got a few things going on, and it was confusing. It was the first time, so I'm kind of hoping this time we do a little bit better than we did that time. And if not, there's the advantage that we're doing it together, and then we learn together. So all in all, it's good things. Just like I was mentioning, guys, there is a lot going on in Stampin' Up. The annual catalog is coming. We're going to have, actually by the time this video is live, we're going to be on a free shipping, and it starts on the 23rd and lasts all the way to the 25th. So friend, if you are like me and are waiting to get some of the new goodies, this free shipping actually came in as a gift, because the shipping is always quite a bit extra, and so I can kind of go from there. So I'm really excited about the free shipping. We will have our new catalog here soon. It's launching here soon, at the beginning of May, and some online exclusives as well. So lots of things going on, and I hope you're making the most of all the beautiful products that Stampin' Up it's putting out. Now, if you're interested in a free catalog, please send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com. It was right there, and please include your address, and I will send a catalog to you. As a reminder, I can only be your demonstrator if you are in the United States. Sometimes I receive people from Canada asking for the catalog, or people from Europe, and so I am not able to do that. So it has to be somebody from the United States, and I do need your address. So thank you so much again for being here with me today. Let's go to the crafting table. Let's hope this transitions well. I love when things happen the way they're supposed to. Okay, So we are going to be using the Peekaboo Forest. This again is a bundle that came out, I want to say about at the beginning of the year, and I just have not used it. You guys know I love my animals. It's something that I can't help it. It's just natural to me, and I do love the dies in here. We're going to use the whole bundle, and we are also going to use, guys, Brighter Skies. I have used these dies a lot as part of my just clouds and oh my goodness, it's so funny because what happens is I love these big cloud die to make treetops. And so that's what we're going to be using it today for. We're going to use a small one here for the clouds. And there's a couple in here. It brings two flowers, and I don't know if you can see them. We're going to use those as decoration. So this is what we're going to be using today. Now, so anyways, we're going to be using these. We're also going to be using the sentiments, since the Peekaboo Forest does not have any sentiments. Finally, because the you know, the card has a mechanism, I am going to be using these that says pool, because it will help me indicate to the people or to the recipient that the card needs to be pulled up. So hopefully everything works as we hope, and let's cross our fingers. Okay, a lot of the things, of course, I have said this many times in the past, guys. You know how much I enjoy coloring, so a lot of the things are already done and colored, because otherwise this video would take, you know, probably an hour and a half before we're done, right? 2 hours or something like that. Not only I talk too much, but I also like coloring, and I kind of like zone out. So coloring is already done in here, and as you guys can tell, I was doing a lot of that prior to this video. We're going to start with a piece of Granny apple green. It's just a regular 4¼ by 5½. Therefore, we had a piece of 8½ by 5½ square 4¼ okay. And let me bring my bone folder and just really reinforce that fold there. Okay, so this is our first piece. We're going to put this for out of the way for 1 minute because we have some stuff to do first. And let me go back in here. So I am using a piece of white cardstock, and this measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and just another piece of white that measures 4 by 5¼ Actually, I don't know if you can tell, this is an older piece of cardstock that we had a while back. Actually had some chain to it. You can barely see it. I just had it there, and it was mix and match, and I figured it would be okay because, you know, it was going to be covered because it's a little bit darker. Let me turn it around. So if I put this against each other, this color is a little warmer than this one. So, but here it is with, you know, the things we're going to put in it, we're really not going to see it. So the first thing is I have used Pool Party to just color the sky. Pool Party is probably one of my favorite colors for the sky. I use it consistently. I should be using sometimes balmy blue or something, but for whatever reason, Pool Party it is. And I am going to add these to our, I'm thinking now. Nope, I'm not going to add it yet. So I am actually going to add these pieces directly in here. Hopefully I am doing this correctly. Like I said, I really enjoyed making this card a couple years ago, and I did go through my video, look at the measurements, make sure that what I was envisioning was good, and let's cross our fingers. Okay, so I am bringing this would be my first layer or my bottom layer, and I am adding it to my card base. And we're going to work a little bit with this. So what's going to happen, guys, is we need another piece of 3 5/8 by 4 3/4, I want to say. And this piece is going to go underneath here, and we are going to pull this up when when we're done with all the decorations. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go on first. But yeah, that's how it's going to look like. Now, because, and this is kind of, we're going to have to figure out how to work it out because I really want to decorate the front, but I also need to be mindful of the mechanism. So again, let's see how this goes. And I have here, guys, so I have two pieces. These are both granny apple green. And I used, this guy's already there. I used the blending brushes in Mossy Meadow, and this one is Old Olive. And in the front, I only use a little bit of the Old Olive, some Apple Granny Green, and some white, just to make these lighter and actually be able to create that idea that one is, one is behind and there's shadows, and then this one is the frontal one. And so we are going to add these pieces. There's not a whole lot extra that we need to do in here, but adding pieces, hopefully things go as planned. I'm bringing here, guys, my little tray with things, and I want my bear on this side, so kind of like they're in the middle. Right there is a good one, and I'm going to add him like that. And I'm just aligning these piece. I started with a piece measuring 4 by 3 and just put the let me bring it out, the die here. So it has a die that kind of like looks like the grass, so I put that one there. And but I ended up cutting probably like a quarter, so like, no, more like a half. So I want to say this ends up measuring like 2.5, and this one started at 2 and stay there. And so this one in here is going to go just like that. We're going to add our extra decorations in here. And where is my friend? I just had it. And here we have our little porcupine. I always forget how to say that one. And I am just making sure that this friend is on this side all the way, and not on the way of the bear. And again, these are 4. This one was 4 by 2, and after I cut it, the one in the bottom would have been 4 by like 2 by 3.5. So that is our initial card. I think it's super cute as it is. Actually, you can just leave it there and have a lot of fun with it. But you know me very well, guys. I am going to add a few extra things to this card, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So let me start with this piece. So this piece is stamped and then die cut. I actually used the alcohol blenders to color it. I'm not particularly in love how it came out, but it's good enough, and I'm just going to use it as is. Sometimes we color things and it's amazing. Some other times it's not as amazing, but it's made with love, and that's all that counts. And I also have another piece. This one is actually 1 3/4 by 3, I want to say. And the whole goal of this piece is being in the back here, so it's like the inside of our tree. Yeah, the inside of our trees. It's gonna look something like this. For this one, I use my blending brushes, and I use early espresso and a little bit of pecan pie. And bottom line, this is how this is going to look. Now, our popping up friend is going to be the raccoon, which I love how he ended up looking like. I think he's super cute. And this friend is the one that's going to be, we're going to be pulling up from the tree. And he's going to show up there in the hole, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Last but not least, I have this is the cloud I was telling you about. So I die cut this one in white and just use again my blending brushes in Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, and Granny Apple Green to kind of create, our tree here, the branches. And this is sort of how it's going to look. So this is going to look somewhere along the lines like that. Finally, here are some of the smaller clouds that it's not hooray for surprises, sorry, bright skies have, and I think we're going to use at least one just to put some extra decoration. And here are some of those flowers I was mentioning, and we're going to use these just to bring a pop-up of color in our card. Okay, so these are the pieces we're going to be using. Now, remember that piece I told you? So this piece is actually, like I said, going to go in the back in here. And this is the one we're going to use to pull up our friend. So we did this a while back, guys. I don't know if you remember, but we are going to be using magnets. And I'm actually going to be using one of the bigger magnets. Maybe, there we go. To do the whole mechanism. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add this friend in here. And then this piece is going to be added to this piece. And so what's happening is, like you figure probably, whoops, once this pulls up, the magnet is going to, this is really stuck now. These magnet attached to our critter will move it up. And so again, it's just super easy, and that way we don't have to make any cuts. And I hope it works as good as I am hoping, as I am envisioning it. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to have to pull everything together first. So I'm going to bring my piece here, and I'm aligning it with the top. So okay, let me remove that. I'm aligning this piece with the top because I need it there. This is where it's going to go. And I'm going to bring this one here, which again, that's going to stay there. I just want to make sure that I have the right, that I have it exactly where I want it. So I want my tree a little bit more to the left. I don't care if I lose a little bit of the tree here. I do have to be mindful of where this is placed, so it cannot be all the way to the bottom, because our tree trunk needs to go, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's big enough so I can't just let me rephrase this. I need to calculate well that the bear is here, and I don't want my foliage to like be on top of the bear, or kind of like block it somehow. So my main point is I need us to put this as a little further there, and I think that will work. So I'm going to leave that one there. The first one we need to adhere is this piece, which is again the back of the trunk, or the inside of the trunk. And let's go ahead and add this. And I'm going to go here. And I rather err in this case towards the top, because in the end, I don't care, because this is going to be on top. This one is the one that's really I'm more concerned about. So because this is not colored there, although of course I can color that. And now that I think about it, let me bring these, and we're just going to color this through. And by the way, I just realized today that my Tone 500 is dying, and so that it was quite a struggle to color today. Okay, so I have that one there. We're going to pull these as much as possible. Right there would do. And we're going to bring our tree top in here, and that looks well. That looks good, I think. Okay, so the next step is we are going to put our friend here and put it all the way to the bottom. Right there. And I'm going to bring, as you guys tell, I stamped on one side. It didn't work initially, so there's that. I'm going to bring our friend, and I am going to add these towards the head, so on the head. Why am I doing that? Because it's the bigger side, and so that way it pulls well from the beginning. Okay, so this one goes right here, right? This is where it's going to go, and then we're going to have the other one pull up. Now there is something that I am debating on doing, and that is, I'm just wondering if I also need these to go on, oops, on dimensionals in here. So this a little bit up, so we have, so it's easier for it to move. Let me see if this will move. So if this is glued like this, will it move? I think it will move. So we're going to risk it, guys. Wish me luck. So these, again, this goes back in here. Our friend goes right there. And what I am doing is, again, aligning these here. Now, I am bringing, this is some of that removable adhesive. I'm putting just a little piece in there so this stays there, and then we're able to kind of remove it by hand. Okay, so there we go. So we have our friend there, and this is going to go right in there. And let me see this through. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be glued. I think it will work fine. And so now I'm going to bring these one back in here. So I am centering this piece back in there, and our friend is right there. This is where we need it, right? So I'm holding everything with my hand so far. I'm pulling this as far high up as possible, so everything is covered there. So my brown piece is covered, making sure that this is where it's going to go. So making sure that it's covering everything, right? So all the brown piece, the brown back is covered. There it goes. And now what I'm going to bring is I'm going to bring the other piece. Let me see. And whoops, that one needs to go back. I moved that one a little bit. So there we go. I think we got it. So this is where this needs to go. Now, of course, we know, I'm just going to leave it there for 1 minute. And of course, we know that this needs to go on the other side. So this is going to now revel there a little bit. Okay. So, oh, I did this wrong. Thankfully, nobody's going to see this, right? So let me go back. Back to the drawing table here. Okay, we have our friend. This fell off. Goodness, guys, I promise I know how to do this. Okay, okay. That's where we need it. And so all I'm going to do, if I'm able, because it looks like I'm not able to do this. Oh, there it is. That's why. I was trying to pull this apart. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm making sure again that I'm covering everything. And now we hold it there. And now I turn, and I'm going to attach this piece. And I'm just making, okay, I'm not moving anything. There we go. I'm just making sure this actually looks good. This is the front. So back in there, that was so much easier, and I got all complicated there. Isn't that funny how things happen? Okay, now this should move. And if it doesn't, then we're stuck. Let's see. There's our friend. This is going to come, and this is going to go up. So technically, it's working. Now, we have to add the rest of the stuff in here and see if it's really working, but hopefully it does. Okay, so now we bring our tree. Remember, we had calculated where it was going to go. I'm going to put a decent amount of glue. Nothing in here needs to move, right? So it's not the tree that's moving. It is the raccoon. And I am putting a good amount of glue because remember that, remember that we are going to have, we have those magnets in there, and so the magnet is just one magnet in this case, but the magnet will definitely create a bump, and I am just adding a decent amount of glue so it stays glued. And if it doesn't work, then we'll use dimensionals. Okay, let's see, let's hope. Seems like it's working. I'm going to leave it there for 1 second, just making sure it does adhere completely. Okay, it seems like it's working, guys. And before we go any further, I am going to cut these pieces, because even if it doesn't work, we'll be able to, there we go, we'll be able to fix it, let's say with the dimensionals, if that were the case. So now that I added the tree, I want to make sure that this is moving, and it is not moving. Whoops. Let's see. It was kind of stuck in there. Okay. So there's our friend. This is the lowest it can go. Okay, there it is. So I'm just making sure it will move. Okay, and it moves good enough. Isn't that super cute? Okay, so we got that. I think we managed. That is really awesome. Let me remove these for 1 minute, and now we're going to bring the tree tops. And I like this one with this tiny one first, so we're going to add that one first. That first layer. And let's see, right there would do. And I am bringing the second layer right there. So as you guys can tell, looks like I can cut off like a fourth. So I'm going to bring here, I'm going to cut a fourth of these foliage real quick. I think that will work fine. And there we go. I really love using these cloud as the tree. Can't help it, guys. Okay, now we are bringing these to the top, but it doesn't need to be all the way there. That's good enough. And now we're going to just cut these two pieces. Okay, there we go. So far, so good. We have our piece that it's moving. Seems like it will move, and that we're not going to have issues here. Now, the last piece that we need to do is I'm going to move everything out of the way, guys. And I'm going to bring my, let me see, sorry. I am bringing my embossing machine. And we are going to do in here, we're going to do just a little circle. If you have, you know, a punch, it's probably much easier and much better. This is going to have to go through like at least 2 pieces. And as you can tell, I have all my saved all my post-it notes, post-it tape. So I'm going to run it a couple of times, guys. Just hoping it does get open. It cuts the way through, and here we go. Let's see if it did the job. Oh, seems like it almost, oh, there is just a tiny piece that it didn't. So we're gonna go back to here. You can totally feel where it goes, and it's logical because we have 3 pieces of cardstock in here, so that does not surprise me. So let's go a couple more times and see if that works. Oh goodness, we almost got it. So at this point in time, guys, I am feeling the temptation to do this with my scissors. I think I shouldn't do this with my scissors, but we're going to go for it. There we go. I just got it. I just went like that, which is not ideal, but I can totally turn that on the back, and now I can cut it. That nobody's going to see that, right? So I am just cutting it well, so hoping that nothing interferes with our mechanism. So now we have a little hole there that is going to tell the person that it needs to pull. And I'm going to move this out of the way at this end. Where is, so here is our mechanism, right? So this one goes like this. There it goes. And so we're needing, here is my pool, see? And we're going to use that one. So let's bring the pool. Hopefully I have not lost it. Nope, it's not lost. And I'm actually going to use black. So our Memento Tuxedo Black, because I feel that it needs to be really clear. If I use another color, I feel it may not be as clear. So I am going to really ink it. I'm going to go actually towards the edge, and hopefully it doesn't move. So it's not moving now. Towards the edge, so back again. So towards the bottom is what I meant to say. I'm going to put that there. So we have a little pool. And what's going to happen, guys, is that this is going to come up. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. We need to leave it there. So there's got to be like a stop. So this doesn't, so they don't go all the way, right? So that is, let's see, let's go back. We're going to get it there all the way. It needs to go all the way. Two things I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I am not liking these. So in the other card that I made a few years back, it was a little bit different, the mechanism. So I am thinking we don't need these to be this big, right? Like it doesn't need to be this big. Also, you know, like in the other card, we were able to put something here, but I don't see that like a good idea. Because it's too short. I mean, like, you know, I don't know. Let me bring You're Simply Amazing. I can put in here. Yeah, I can put You're Simply Amazing. So let's do that. Let's see. So I have You're Simply Amazing. Oh, it's too long, too long. So I am thinking, so this is what I'm thinking about. And I just messed this up because why not? Oh my goodness, these two are really, really stuck. Okay, I managed. So we'll need to, I'm going to bring some glue dots to add to that because it's obviously very, very strong. And, oh, there. And I think glue dots will do well. Let me bring my, take your pick. And I'm just going to put a couple there, maybe. It always happens the same, like they fly away. See, like that. And then I can't pick them up. Okay, there goes one. And I don't know where the other one went. There you go. So it seems like there is the right one. Okay. So what I am thinking, sorry about all these, we're going to chop this in half. And then we need to figure out a, how do you call this? A stopping mechanism. And I am not sure how that's going to look like. But we are going to cut this. That, see, like it makes more sense like this, right? I don't know. Does it? So if I bring my friend back here, and add this one there, then that should do. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Okay, and that makes it a little like easier to move. Okay. So the next step, again, like what I'm trying to figure out is how do I stop this so they don't pull it out further than there. That is where it needs to stop. And I'm trying to think of a possibility. In the meantime, let's bring our big strips, and I actually have them here. I love these. If you've been here before, you know how much I love them. They're just so useful, especially for this kind of cards. And this is, so we're going to put a big one on the bottom, and we're going to line all the way to the edge. So in the bottom, I was going to say perfectly, but not perfectly. Just good enough, right? And this one is now too short, and I don't like, I like straight strips, if that makes sense. So that one shouldn't have come, but it did. So we're going to add the other one. This one's going to be easy, and again, I'm going all the way to the edge of the card, of the side, and we're going to cut that one. And I'm going to bring the other one. This one is the one that needs to stay still. So I make sure that it is not, okay, there is our friend. There is our pool. There we go. That it is centered and it's not in the way, right? Like this one does not need to move anywhere. And oops. Okay, so there we go. So nope, this one is not straight. Again, it does, I mean, what I want it to be all the way to the edge of here, but enough that it is moves. So with enough space so that that one moves. Okay, there we go. Now, I don't know how to make these to stop. And let me bring this here. So what I am thinking is if I add these in here, so this is going to go all this way, right? So let's see. Just like that. This is going to go like this. So what I am thinking is if I add something to the back so it stops, but I am not sure that's going to work either. So I have decided, guys, that I am going to leave it as is. It's not ideal. Somebody can't just pull it up all the way, but I feel that, you know, once you get there, you're probably going to stop. So I am going to bring a little piece of the dimensional strip just so we add stability at the top. And of course, it's just not all the way to here because we don't want it to be in the way. And this would be the card. Okay, so now we're going to take these. There we go. All the backings off. And we are going to put this in here. So I'm just going to open this, guys. So it gives me a better idea for whatever reason of what I'm doing. I'm going to put it horizontal as well. And as you guys can tell, I can barely see what's happening. There we go. But that's not good enough. Okay, guys, it took me a couple of times to put it centered in the layer, but I managed. Yay! So, well, for whatever reason, it was taking me a little bit longer. So my next step is, I'm pulling this up here, and my next step is I'm going to bring my crocodile, whatever it's called, and I'm going to make a little hole in here, very much all the way almost to the U, so I can see the U There it is. There's the top of the U, and I'm going to do it there. A little hole, and we're going to bring, we're going to bring a ribbon just to help with the pulling. So let's see. I would say these I'm going to add later, guys. I'm not going to add it now, but I will add a reinforcer in here. So, you know, pulling back and forth does not just damage it completely eventually. So this is just an old, this is actually, was it Parakeet Party? It's Parakeet Party. But if I put it there, then it's much clearer. That's what I want, is for these to be pulled, right? So there you go. And back in and back out, and that is so adorable. So let's go ahead and finish the decoration for this card. We're going to bring one of the clouds, and of course my glue got dry because that's what always happens. There we go. And we're going to put one of the clouds in here, and I'm just going to put it there, guys. I know we'll have to cut it. I actually put too much glue. There we go. That is not a perfect cut. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to use my trimmer to cut that because that was really not a good cut. And that is so much better. And guess what? It's totally straight. So now that I have this straight in here, instead of doing what I was doing, for whatever reason I forgot I had a trimmer, I'm going to add that there, and then I just have a funny cloud there, which I like. And we're going to bring now all our flowers. Let me throw this before it creates some mayhem. And so what I figured is I'm going to put a flower here, right there underneath him. Right there. And then I'm going to make a few together. So we have, so I have like a bright, that one was Mellow Mambo, this one was Berry Burst, I want to say. So I'm going to put the Berry Burst in the back, because we're going to think of kind of like making, you know, darker, and that one there. And then we're going to add the same concept, so one up here and right there, and the yellow. So I just really like how these looks, because those flowers give it a really, really good pop-up of color. Now, we do need a, let me see. We do need a sentiment, and I think Brighter Skies are on the way. I like that one very much. I think I've used it several times from this set, and I think that what we need to do is, let's bring, this is just a piece of white. We're going to stamp in here. I'm going to use, I want to go with Mellow Mambo, so it's like bright, very bright. Let me see, let's use this one, and then we'll cut it, or we'll use a die to cut it. There it goes. So Brighter Skies are on the way. I don't know why today, guys, I kind of forgot my words in English. It happens every so often. It's like I don't know what I'm saying. Let me figure out which one to do with this. So I think these die will do. I'm really liking how it looks, right? So let's go ahead and cut this real quick. Okay, and so what I am thinking actually is, because this is pretty big, right? So I'm going to put this one in here like that. And then we're going to use the flowers as decorations. So let's see. I'm going to bring this in here. Where is my take your pick? So something like that. And that one there. Yeah, I like that. You see? Okay, so let's bring the glue. I'm not putting more dimensionals just because, you know, we don't want it to be super thick. I'm aligning it towards the edge. I'm centering it, but align it towards the edge. And let's see. We're going to bring this, and I don't think I'm going to add a whole lot of how you call this, extra gems or anything. It's the same, just thinking of the width of, so it doesn't get too thick. And we're gonna add the yellow one, and I just like it. I just think it looks really good because it gets so bright. And now we're gonna bring this one here. Actually, let me put this away before I make a crazy mistake. So I'm going to put this one in here. Kind of following the same idea, and let's see if it works. Yep. So that's how that is going to look. So let's bring them up. So let's put that one there. We had it there. And then the, oh, goodness. And then we'll bring the purple one. I think it was very burst, really. And this one, it's a little bit off, but it's okay as long as it's within the, you know, the card area. And I'm bringing this one in here. Okay, we'll give this a second so it dries, and there we go. Whoops, that didn't work very well. There it goes. Kind of was loose. What you think, guys? Do you like it? I think it's so cute. You can actually leave these a little bit off, you know, off. It doesn't matter. But I am so in love with this card, guys. So happy, so adorable. I hope you enjoyed the video. So in the description below, you're going to have a list with all the amazing Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that are participating in this video hub, and then you can just go and visit them and have a lot of fun. Like I said before, these are amazing, talented demonstrators and card artists, really, and you just don't want to miss their cards. They are amazing, and they probably did a whole lot better job than me explaining things because I didn't know English today. But all in all, I think we did a really good job with our peekaboo forest. We have our friend that comes up and down, and it's just a really happy and bright card for a friend that is having a rougher time. So I want to thank you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and also share it on your social media. That is the highest compliment you can give me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you next time. Bye.